A reported $300 billion investment plan for Iran is fueling controversy across the Middle East after the war. Questions are growing over why Washington could support efforts to help rebuild parts of Iran's economy. U.S. Vice President JD Vance has pushed back strongly, insisting no American taxpayer money would go to Iran. The reported proposal has sparked speculation that economic incentives are being used to secure a lasting agreement with Tehran. The plan is already shaking regional politics as Iran looks toward a possible post-war economic reopening. A reported draft of a U.S. Iran deal has triggered fresh debate over the potential cost of ending the war. Leaked details suggest Washington backed a plan involving up to $300 billion in financing for Iran's recovery. The reported memorandum is expected to be formally signed in Switzerland later this week if negotiations succeed. However, neither Washington nor Tehran has officially confirmed the authenticity of the leaked document. The reported proposal is separate from discussions involving approximately $24 billion in sanctioned or frozen Iranian assets. According to the leaked draft, the United States would work with regional partners to support Iran's economic rehabilitation. The reported funding would focus on rebuilding key sectors including energy, transport, logistics, and manufacturing. The document describes the initiative as part of a broader post-war stabilization effort. The proposal quickly sparked questions about who would ultimately provide the money. Reports indicate the financing would come through a private investment vehicle rather than direct government funding. According to Reuters, the fund is structured as a private investment mechanism and not as a reconstruction or reparations program. The investment pool would reportedly include firms and investors from the Gulf, Asia, Africa, and the United States. The proposed fund would operate separately from discussions involving Iran's frozen overseas assets. Vice President JD Vance has strongly rejected claims that the United States is handing billions of dollars to Iran. Vance said critics were ignoring the conditions Tehran would be required to meet under the agreement. JD Vance said, and I quote, "making the same mistake that a lot of Iranian propagandists are making. The benefits to the Iranians without any of the things the Iranians would have to give up and change. Not a single cent of American money under any circumstance, no matter what the Iranians do, goes to Iran. If the Iranians have done everything we require them to do, then we will allow third countries, such as the UAE, to invest in infrastructure projects in Iran. If the Iranians transform how they interact with the world, we will transform how the world economy interacts with Iran." Unquote. Vance said outside investment would only be permitted if Iran fulfilled all of its obligations under the agreement. He argued that any economic normalization would depend entirely on Tehran's compliance with the deal's terms. Iran's state-affiliated Mehr News has published what it says is a 14-point draft agreement outlining a potential framework for a U.S. Iran deal. According to Mehr, the reported draft begins with an immediate and permanent end to military operations across multiple fronts in the region. The United States would pledge not to interfere in Iran's internal affairs under the reported framework. Washington would formally recognize and respect the sovereignty of the Islamic Republic. The U.S. would lift its maritime blockade measures within 30 days of the agreement taking effect. American forces deployed around Iran's periphery would be withdrawn as part of the proposed arrangement. The Strait of Hormuz would reopen under security and transit arrangements coordinated by Iran. The draft also reportedly includes the release of $24 billion in frozen Iranian funds. These assets would be unlocked during a 60-day negotiation and implementation period. Half of the funds would reportedly become available to Tehran before formal talks begin. The reported concessions would represent a major economic lifeline for sanctions-hit Iran if implemented. The leak surfaced shortly after Donald Trump announced on June 14 that a U.S.-Iran agreement had been completed. The U.S. war with Iran appears to be ending after months of regional fire and widening confrontation. Iran says it has confirmed a U.S. memorandum, with the regional war now set to end immediately. Tehran says all fronts will soon fall silent, in what it calls a step toward restoring regional stability. peace appears to prevail as Iran's Security Council declares an immediate end to the war. Hormuz is set to reopen and the US blockade on Iran may end, raising hopes of more stable oil prices. Mujtaba has reportedly set June 19th as the date for the formal signing of the war-ending deal with the US. Trump hails the Iran deal and says the Strait of Hormuz will reopen on Friday. Donald Trump said, and I quote, "This great deal will bring peace and security to the whole region. Many presidents have tried to make peace with Iran, and all have failed before me. The leaders of the region have, for the first time, found a president who can help them achieve real peace. With the opening of the Strait upon the signing of the deal on Friday, for purposes of mine removal, oil will flow on both ends again for the region and the world." Unquote. The official signing ceremony will be held in Switzerland, Pakistan's Prime Minister said. Shehbaz Sharif said, and I quote, "Following intensive talks, we are pleased to announce that the peace deal between the United States of America and Islamic Republic of Iran has been reached. Both sides have declared the immediate and permanent termination of military operations on all fronts, including in Lebanon. The official signing ceremony will be on Friday, the 19th of June in Switzerland. We would like to thank the United States of America and the Islamic Republic of Iran for their commitment to finding a diplomatic solution to the conflict. We would also like to extend our sincere appreciation to our brothers in this mediation effort, the great leadership of State of Qatar, for their support in reaching this agreement. I would also especially thank the visionary leadership of Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and Republic of Turkey for their immense contributions in this regard. With the agreement now in place, mediators will facilitate a series of meetings this week. These pre-implementation discussions will lay the foundation for the technical talks and the official signing ceremony." Unquote. The UN chief has also hailed the agreement between the United States and Iran.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.